All right. Well, welcome. March 14th today. Can you believe that? So next week on Tuesday will be solstice. Here we are. So into all of that, friends, joining your hands together and lifting yourself up as you inhale and bowing your chin as you exhale. Taking a few moments. Literally check in with yourself. Feeling almost like the spine is just settling into its sacred space between the hip bones, the pubic bone, tailbone. Anchoring as you inhale, lifting your heart. And exhale through your mouth. And we'll take a nice big breath in, hold it at the top. Soften your shoulders and exhale through your mouth. And we'll take this next inhale as we chant Om 3 times. Inhale fully. Om. Om. And bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay, good. I'm going to start with just rolling the wrists a couple times, moving the fingers. Yay, stretch your legs out if you need to. All right, let's just reach out. And just take a few breaths, opening your hands and letting the shoulders bob. And oh, great. Okay, feel into this, one more breath. And exhale, release your hands down to the floor. And then keep the right hand where it is. We'll reach the left arm up and just take a little side bend. And oh, maybe we flow it. Maybe we circulate it. Oh, yeah. Some circles. You can let your elbow bend. You know, feel like you're in a musical and you're just like, welcome to the day. Good. One more. And then we'll just let that left hand come down. Maybe pause for a moment. It's always nice to feel what you've done. And then we'll take the right arm up. Open yourself and then moving into maybe the circling. Whatever feels good. Just enjoying this simple act of this. Good. And one more. Oh, let the hand come down. Pause. Okay, I'm going to stay sitting like this. You change if you need to. We're just going to go through twist a little bit. By heart. Okay, we'll inhale. And then just twisting over to one side. Hang out there for full inhale and exhale. And then we'll inhale, roll nice and tall here. And as you exhale, feel that, turning to the other side. Hang out there. And as you exhale, we'll change sides. Maybe just flowing with the breath. Every exhale, you switch, or just if you feel you need more time, just hang out. Opening up the mid section. Okay. Let this be your last one on each side. Come back to your center and then just pause here, feel, breathe. Pick yourself up a little bit from the inside. Okay, we'll do one more. Again, I'm going to stay sitting. You change if you need to. Interlace the fingers. We're going to pop them behind the head. And then let your chin drop. And the elbows can drop in. Press the head against the hands and just let the shoulder blades almost drop. Drop your jaw. Good. And then you're going to actively press the head up. And as it comes up, perhaps the elbows are going to open. And we're just going to move a little bit side to side here. And if your head starts to turn with the action of the side to side, let that happen. Good. Okay, let's do a few more and notice if you're clenching anywhere. Okay, I'm going to drop over to the right side. I'm going to hang out there for a moment, moving the ribs over to the left, dropping the right shoulder. And then the head is pressing back a little bit just to get a little bit more opening. Okay, and then through center and consciously moving over to the left side and integrating. Just even the head pressing into the hands can lift the heart. And then consciously coming up and release your hands and just be in that, the energetic release of that. Good. Okay. All right, friends. So this is how we're going to start. You know how we've been sitting against the bolster, against the wall? We're going to do it here against the chair. So it's obviously going to have a little more give. For me, this is a good height. You know, set yourself up, like put the, if you need higher, you could put a block underneath it, and you could also just, throw a blanket there, something you want to sit on. I'm actually going to turn that. Okay, so maybe go that way. And then you could add, whatever else you need. Move ourselves in, take your time and kind of, you're going to feel. So as I'm here, I can feel the edge of the chair is right at the shoulder blades. That's what we want. And then the head, I know I can comfortably let my head hang here. If that's not a good option for you, just shove a blanket in there and create a, more support. So, and then once we're here, I'm just going to move the arms back and, take a moment to kind of settle in. You can straighten your legs if you like, but you can also keep them bent. And so kind of like, let's see, a lawn chair, beach chair. We'll just settle into this for a moment, just to get to know it. And well, we are going to take a baby back bend here. So let's start slow. Your hands on the floor. So I said move the shoulders back and then take the chin in. And that action, taking the chin in, lifts the heart space. And so we'll be with that for a moment. If you need to bend your knees, your back needs relief, do that. Now I'm going to start to let the head come back, and my head will rest on the edge of the bolster. Okay, and then take a few moments here, just be, already we've started a baby back bend. Settle into your, tailbone or sacrum for a moment. You just start allowing a gentle opening. If your legs are stretched out, feel that the back of the heel is resting evenly, so the toes are up. But if that causes you any hip flexion pain and you're happier to let the feet flop, that's fine. It's different rules of engagement. Okay, so now I'm going to take the arms, I'm going to reach out to the sides, I'm going to reach up, and maybe you're straight up to the sky, or you start to take the arms back and you're just going to feel, this lift of the heart space. You see how this goes. Oh, amazing. And once you've kind of reached that place wherever your hands are going to go, We're going to soften back down through the, I'm going to say spinal column, the idea of just softening back down. Okay, if your arms start to feel like they're falling asleep, bend your elbows. Okay, now if you're good here, so we're against the wall, maybe your fingertips are going to hit the wall. Maybe you can slide down and find the sides of the chair, and that the elbows bend, they kind of move out. Let's see how that is. If it's too much, back off. And then once I've done that, we're all going to take a moment to just see, the shoulder blades equally weighted. Is one side lifting more than the other? And I love flossing. So, you can always rock your torso side to side and just snuggle in. If it's too much, just release the chair. Take one more moment here, softening, down through the spine, back to the tailbone, sacrum, all of that good stuff. Okay, and then we'll release the arm. Maybe they come back up, and then they'll open out to the sides and find the floor again. And I'm going to lift the head up, but maybe you take the hands to help. And then we'll just come back to that very first position. You can bend your knees here. Okay. Oh, a little windshield wiper. It's always a good friend. Good. Okay. All right. So we're going to come off this. So, now we know it. We're definitely coming back to it later, but just take the bolster out. Keep it handy. I just moved the blanket. Okay. I'm going to adjust the viewfinder, but I take a downward dog with the chair. And so we take all the pressure off the shoulders a little bit here. But there's something really magical about downward dog with the chair. You just step back to whatever feels good. And, maybe the hands move onto the seat of the chair. You think about just lengthening yourself. Like, my knees are bent here. My feet are pointing straight ahead. And just as I lean back, the back feet of the chair come up. It's all fine. Just feel, almost like you can get longer from tail, crown of the head. You might even feel like you draw the crown of the head forward a little bit. And take one more breath. And then start to lift yourself up like you're doing cat pose, like right from the mid back. And we're just going to kind of roll forward. I'm turning my hands again. So now the heels of the hands are on the chair, and fingers are out. And we're just going to do this little waving. And we did this on the floor the other day. So you might bend your elbows. And if you take it back, curl up. And if you need to change the stance of how far your feet are, do that. But just find your own little playful dance, supported here and feeling your body waving. In the breath here. And I'm going to reverse this. So just start to move in the opposite direction and so different. Maybe you can start to feel the cat and cow come in. Good. Okay. Whatever you've got going on here. Let's do one more. Okay, and then we're going to walk ourselves to the chair, turn around and sit down. Yeah. So just going to sit, turn my palms up and lift the heart. Take a moment. Okay. You take the hands back. You're just going to find the rung of the chair here. Okay, I'm separating my feet apart. You might walk your tush back a little bit because we're going to start to come forward. So I'm going to come down a little bit just for camera, and you're going to lift the shoulders and then find this extension. So you might come up a lot, from the crown of your head all the way down the length of the spine. Like you can get really long in your back and you're just holding yourself here. Maybe the feet are a little bit active. And feel the shoulders move away from the sides of the neck and the head lengthening. Soft jaw, soft eyes. Notice if you're clenching your glutes or gripping, and Maybe you can even soften the pelvic floor a little bit. Okay, one more moment. I'm just kind of letting myself hang here, like the heart is hanging. If that makes any sense. Okay, I'm going to take the hands one at a time to the thighs, then the forearms to the thighs, palms together, and lengthen again. So I'm going to push the thighs. I'm pushing them back, pulling yourself forward. So maybe I'm just going to really accentuate that. Like, how can I do that same action nice and long? You might feel your feet really engaging. Okay, we're going to come all the way down here. I'm going to take the hands down, but if that's not good for you, just stay on your forearms. So I'm going to take the hands right between the feet. Heel toe your feet wider apart if you need more space. Wiggle yourself in. Maybe you move the knees away and come back. And then I'm going to walk the hands as far forward as they're going to go. Maybe I'll be on the tips of the fingers. I'm going to push the fingers down and away. And then pull the fingers forward. And it is a little bit of a cat-cow. You're just looking for space. And when you feel, oh, I've gone so long here, I can just start to melt between the legs. So I've moved my hands back now. They're between the heels and the feet of the chair, but you put them wherever you need to be. Breathe here. Okay. I'm going to walk my hands now between the feet. This is just playing. I'm going to wiggle my tush back, see if I can lift the legs up. Ta-da! So I'm going to push down on the floor. You just see. Maybe it works, maybe not. Come on. Okay, that's just play. So now I'm taking the forearms back to the thighs. I'm going to hang out in the midpoint for a moment. Okay, take your hands back and find the sides of the chair. You can drop in again, so adjust your sit, open the shoulders, be long here. Oh, I love those play on words. I meant be so long, but be long here. Okay, all right, and then pull the chair towards your body as you come up. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is actually lift the tush up off the chair. So take a moment. So if that's not, you can always just repeat what we did. But here I'm going to take the heels of the hands, edge of the chair. Hold on, open the shoulders, lift the heart. So everything's already in place. Feel your feet and then slide your hips off the chair. Just see what happens. Maybe the shoulders open, you can press back, take a nice arch, and think about the coming back to the chair as the most important part, because that's where the shoulders really have to connect. And then we're going to do that 2 more times. So take your time, open the shoulders, you feel the heels of the hands, from the shoulders to the heels of your hands connecting. And it just doesn't need to be anything more than whatever it is. Let the breath guide. We're not going super fast, we're feeling. I'm just moving into the third one. You take your time. Beautiful. Oh, some good work. Okay, come back, widen the feet, really take the legs wide. Maybe you come back on your chair a little bit with your tush, hands to the thighs. Okay, now I've spread the fingers. I'm in the center of the thighs. I'm going to push down, move the shoulders back, lift the heart, pull the chin in. You can get be long. And as you exhale, start to fold forward and let the shoulders keep moving back as you come down. You're going to get, once you get halfway, then I'm going to take the hands down. Different hand's going to go first than the other one. And again, I'm going to walk the fingers far away as possible, anchoring the feet. I might even lift the toes. Yeah, let your knees kind of fall open. And breathe. So I'm not dropping the head, it's kind of lifted a little bit. Okay, walk your hands in. Well, if that was interesting, here I'm gonna go on the pads of the fingers and just boop, boop, take the feet up. You're tucking the belly in to do that, and you're lengthening from the hips to the legs to the feet. Okay, feet come down. We're gonna twist. So the right hand's gonna move into center. If you need a block, put it there. Left hand to the left thigh, and I'm just gonna open. Moving the right shoulder back. So the right hand might even turn like the fingers more towards the right. You might get the shoulder open more. And then lean to the right. Good. Okay, slowly release. Change hands. Maybe the left hand turns out to the left right away. And the right hand comes to the center of the thigh. And I'm going to lift that right shoulder. Push the hand into the thigh and find some twist here. And we start to lean to the left. Oh, and release. Good, both hands to the floor. This time I'm going to tuck under. I'm going to reach back, and I have a back rung here. You can always hold the legs or just keep your hands on the floor. And this is really about hanging. My feet have just walked out a little bit more. Just going to hang here. The shoulders just drop wherever they know to go. Come out of this. So hands to the floor first. Lift your head and chest, and then hands to thighs. Shoulder cape on and come up. And then we're just going to sit. So just bring the feet in. Turn the palms up and just bask in the repose. Good. Okay, one more. Full breath in and full breath out. Okay, we're going to come back up to standing. I'm going to do it from this, and then see what happens. Oh, maybe yes, maybe no. Yes, come up however it works. I'll just play. Okay, so we're going to stand. I'm going to come back into, I'm just putting okay, let me start. So take a moment. I'm going to put a blanket over here just because we're going to use the wall, and it just sounds better. Otherwise, I hear the chair there. And then we're going to come back to downward dog. So just plant your hands, walk your feet back to a comfortable place. A little hingy in the hips, and just rocking the hips side to side. Have a generous bend in the knees. And the hands are planted on the chair, not really pressing down, but they're there. Okay. Turn the hands out. And then let me start. Lengthen or straighten the legs, and then bring yourself forward into a plank. So the shoulders come over the wrists. I'm going to walk the feet back till I'm on the heels, on the toes. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a gentle rocking here. Good. Okay. Nice. Okay, plant your right foot. Step the left foot forward. Maybe you can't see any part of the foot. And then you just kind of play with your stance. We're going to have straight-ish legs. So the right foot might walk out to the right. It might turn out. Okay, and then rock your hip side to side. Okay. Yes. And then we come to like finding straight legs. I'm bringing the right hip in. We press this left hip towards I'm even hugging the hips towards each other. And then drop down onto your forearms. You could put the hands together and move the shoulders away from the ears. You know, find that length again. Imagine, you know, crown of head and tailbone, even though things are not even, be with that. And that idea of belong. Okay, you can stay on your forearms or come back to your hands. I'm going to bend the left knee, then straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. So one leg straight, one knee bent. Yes. Okay. Good. All right, and then just going to plant the hands and change legs. I feel like I'm going to jump the legs just for fun. So if you like to feel playful today, yes. And then once we're here, again, play with the stance. Left foot might want to walk out to the left, toes might want to turn out, and then just move your hips. Try and take the weight off the shoulders. I realize I'm kind of sinking. I'm going to just press the shoulders towards the heels. Okay, and then come to that place where you feel, the left hip is drawing up and the right hip is going to hug towards the left, and just playing with where your tailbone is. Can you press it back? And then dropping onto the forearms if that's there, and breathe and discover that idea of lengthening crown of head out through the tailbone. Just imagine it. Sometimes even just thinking about it, things start to align. Okay, one more breath here. Okay, and then you can move your hands or keep them where they are, and we'll do one knee bent, one leg straight. Good. Okay. All right, and then hands to if you don't have your hands on the chair, put them there. Step back once again to your version of downward dog. I'm walking my feet as wide as the mat this time. Just letting everything hang. Maybe the wag of the tail side to side is really nice for you. Good. Okay. Ripple yourself forward so the shoulders are over the wrists again. And I'm just going to take the right foot. This is my left foot. Right foot is going to go about halfway forward. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana. Ta-da! That's that one. So the right foot is underneath the right hip. And then the hands can go onto the chair, and just going to shift yourself forward as you lift the left leg up. And then press out through the heel. Turn the toes out to the left. And, maybe the left arm lifts, but you just be here in the support of the chair. It's lifting you up. Press out through your legs. Okay, and then lovingly think about the releases, like so much happens here. Hips have to turn, the weight has to shift. Okay, and then I'm just bringing the left foot where the right one was. I'm just going to float in to the second side and just feel yourself floating. Press, from your hips out through your legs, and you feel like you can take the right arm up, go for that, and just feel everything here, whatever's happening. The balancing, the non-balancing, the shaking, all that stuff is good messaging. Okay, and we'll release. Feet down. I'm just going to turn around. I'm turning the opposite way where I turned before. We're just going to sit. Just be here. You can feel your little heart beating. Oh, an exhilarated heartbeat. Good. Okay. So I'm just going to come back to, I'm actually going to take the hands down and lift the hips. But if this is better for you, maybe this is your back bend, you can find that here. Otherwise, set yourself up and open and just feel this lifting. Maybe the head starts to move back, and then bringing it back. I'm going to do it 2 more times. Letting the feet rock. Oh, the heels are up when I come to the peak. Okay, do 1 more. Good. Okay, and then Once you're done that, we're going to just come to sit. Oh, I feel like we need to move the chair away from the wall a little bit. So hopefully yours will slide forward as easy as mine did. Okay. And then just come back like nothing happened. Okay, good. Oh, I'm going to take this blanket off now because we're going to take twist. So the feet are parallel as best as you can. You're going to take the right hand to the right thigh, and the left hand's going to reach back and grab the chair. I'm going to start to turn. And then the right hand can pop over to the left if that works. And maybe this hand's going to walk all the way over. But it can also just, I'm holding the front with the forearm there, and you can play. If you take it inside, just be wherever you need to be. Move back and just improvise. But feeling like, the knees might want to come to the left, but do your best to just press them to the right. Softening the tailbone. Like as if just dropping anchor. Okay. Release. Come to sit for a moment. Let the unwinding occur. Okay, and then the left hand can stay on the left thigh as the right hand comes around and finds its place to start to turn you. And then you can take the left hand over if you like. And just, being aware and compassionate with anything you have going on here. So you need to really do less, do less. But bringing your awareness back to that anchoring and even letting the knees fall a little bit to the left. One more full breath in, and as you breathe out, you can release from this, come back. I'm going to heel toe the feet right together, and I'm coming to lie over the thighs. So you might wiggle yourself back, lengthen, and then feel like, I'm just coming forward. Like maybe you can lay yourself right on your thighs, and if you can't, then throw a blanket there. And then as I let the head go, I'm going to reach back and find the sides of the chair. And just let yourself hang so the head can drop. I know I can walk my hands up onto the top of the chair. It's going to lift me up a little bit. It's about the dropping. Feeling like the shoulders move away from the ears, the neck gets a little longer, jaw a little softer. Good. Okay, so wherever your hands are, you're going to pull the chair towards your body, and that's going to lift you up. And then at some point, you're going to know when to release your hands and just bask in this glow. So here we are. Okay, heel toe your feet a little bit apart. Yeah, I'm going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. And so you just kind of find what you need. If you need more space, create it. Yes. Okay, so I have my hands resting on the right leg here, and just take a moment, friends, and feel, that you're still anchored into the chair, like almost like you can drop the tailbone down, just imagining. So soften your jaw, soften that outer hip. Okay, and take the right hand. Maybe it holds onto the right shin, and maybe it holds onto the sole of the foot. And then the left hand, again, I'm going to move into twist here. So feel the left foot. Oh, maybe it needs to walk over to the left. Anchor the right foot. If you're holding it, it's pressing in. If you're holding the shin, you're kind of pushing down. Find your twist. And now I'm going to lean back a little bit. Just like I'm listening to some juicy gossip. Good, one more breath. Okay, release, and we're gonna go right to the other side. So the right hand's gonna find the chair. Now the left hand can hold the knee, maybe the shin, and you start to turn. And then just looking for, if I take the right hand, so the thumb and the forefinger, like the space between them is pressing into this inside part of the chair. Might get more anchoring. Okay. The next step here is to take this left elbow to the outside of the right knee, or even onto the inside of the right knee. Now I'm going to take this right hand, put the palm on top of the palm, and just find a deeper twist here. I can lift the shoulder, the right shoulder up, take the head back. Okay, and then just release from this completely. Let's take that right leg down for a second. Walk your feet nice and wide, turn your toes out, and then drop the knees in and out, and I'm letting the foot really roll. So my toes are lifted and I'm rolling over the foot here, and we're just moving these hips. Lift your heart. Good. Okay, and then heel toe your feet, not touching, but a hip distance, and we'll take the left ankle over and take a moment, figure out how can you be in your happy and calm here feeling. Okay, so we're going to start to twist to the right. So the left hand to the left inner shin or the sole of the foot. And then you start to bring yourself in. Use the chair. Use the foot into the hand, or the hand into the shin, and the right foot on the floor. These are the anchor points. It's almost like the grounding, when you feel grounded, you feel safe. And then you can let the inner body be bright. Okay. I'm just leaning back a little bit, just a little bit, maybe the right ears pressing towards the right a little bit. Good. Okay. Release. Going right to the other side. So the left hand comes around. The right hand can find this knee. We just start to find our little twist here. Again, if I push into the inner side of the chair, maybe I get a little more traction. Notice if your shoulder's lifting. Drop the shoulder, drop the jaw. And what's really twisting is happening in the low belly. Okay, so if this is good, I'm going to come back to this. Palm on top of palm, and letting that hip crease open and melt, and you can even push the left leg into the left elbow, or no, right elbow, that's the right elbow. Okay, and then we'll release completely. I'm going to take the hands back, widen the feet, turn the toes out, wiggle the tush back, and then find your cape. And my back part of my chair is coming up, but that's okay. Okay, so here you are. We've done this so many times now. I want you to really feel, is the right shoulder and the left shoulder both doing the same thing, or is one kind of dropping? Just notice. Notice if your chin is poking forward, pull the chin in. And you find the heart release here. So it's very supported. Good. Okay, let your tush kind of move all the way back, walk your feet back, release your hands to the floor. We're just going to find this that we've done already so many times, maybe two times. Walk your hands forward. If you need to widen your stance, do that. Good. Okay, I'm going to walk the hands in. Now you can play with, bring the feet together. You can take the left hand, catch hold of the right outer ankle, and the right hand's going to hold the left one. I'm going to let the knees drop out. So I'm on the baby toe edge of the feet. I'm going to push the feet into the floor. Knees are going to drop open, just whatever works. Maybe you're going to tuck your chin, and the face might even rest in the cross. Or the shoulders just do what they do. Good. Okay, slowly come out. The feet come down, the hands release. We're going to lift the head and the chest. Take the hands to the thighs. You're coming all the way up. gonna feel. Now, if you have an open back chair, you might slide forward. We're just gonna hang like we're just, oh, that was a hard day's work. It's gonna be here for a moment. Good, okay. Okay, so we have our bolsters near us. You might not even need to stand up. I'm just gonna take the bolster, put it behind me like that. No matter if you have a back in your chair or not. Okay, do I need to move away from the wall? I don't know, let me try. So this is what we're gonna do. It's like almost like a back bend. The chairs, oh, no, I think it's okay. It's just using the bolster now to support the head. So same thing. If that's not there, you just hang out in your chair. You're getting all that good stuff. You can even put your hands behind your head if that feels good. So I'm just taking the hands down. I'm going to open the shoulders. And then I push into the bolster with the head, the back of the heart. I'm pushing down in the chair. And then we'll come back. And we'll just do that 2 more times. So it's really about connecting the back of the heart, the back of the head, and just allowing this to happen. If it's not good for you to put your head back, and you just don't put your head back, keep the chin tucked. Okay, and after we've done 3, awesome. Just sit in your chair, let your arms relax for a moment, let them hang. We'll just have the feet maybe mat distance apart. Okay, the bolster might fall off, but that's okay. I'm going to take the hands, find the back of the chair. Again, just bring it forward, wiggle your tush back. And we're coming down to do opposite whatever we did before. So hopefully you remember. I remember. Okay, take your hands, find this, lengthening, maybe a cat-cow here if you need a little bit of release. Okay, so now we're going to start with the left hand going over, the right hand to the left ankle, and the left hand's going on top. And you can walk your feet out, maybe wiggle yourself back on the chair. Let the soles of your feet lift so you're on the baby toe edge of the feet, and the knees can just drop. And it might be a lot for the hip creases, and if you can soften, even with the breath and awareness of being here. Okay, and then I'm going to anchor the feet, release the hands, lift the head and the chest, hands to thighs, with the shoulders, and then press into the thighs and come up. Good. Okay, and one more time, we have this bolster here, just lean back. If you want to take the arms up, they're going to hit the wall here, that's nice. Just take a few breaths. Okay. So good. All right. So we're going to come into, well, I feel like I was going to say sitting, but maybe a squat first. So, all right, I'm just going to take the tush off, come down, playful, walk yourself around just like that. Yeah. And then what's nice here, I'm just walking. I'm going to take the hands to the chair. And then whether your heels touch the floor or not, you can always put a blanket behind them and just take a little bit of a squat. Maybe the heels come down. You're going to just use this. So I'm just letting the back drop and just be here for a moment or 2. Okay, well, I always like to take a lift and squat. So if this is your jam and here today, then great. If not, that's okay. Of course. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to stay in the squat while I grab a blanket. I'm just going to put it down. Oh, not this way. I want to sit on it. So I have the crease here. And then we're going to use the chair for a few forward folds. So bring yourself into sitting. Okay, so this might be happy for you. Put the bolster there and move in. And some you might just put a blanket on the chair. So I have the legs are wide. Oh, I have this new heating pad Hard got me. It has an elastic. Look at this. So if you have an elastic heating pad to hold in place, great. As you put your socks on, whatever else you need, and it's going to move the bolster out. So you're just going to move into a relaxed and supported forward fold. So whatever works so that the forehead can rest. I'm just playing around here with, oh, what would feel good for the hands? You know what would feel good is maybe taking them behind. Okay. So take your time, find your forward fold here. These legs a little wide. Notice the back of your neck, it's sinking. Just want to lift it up a little bit. That's going to roll the chin in. So I'm resting actually the crown or where the hairline is on the edge of the chair. Softening into the breath and the support. It's almost like the anchor is the head resting, anchoring a little bit. And dropping tailbone if that's. Doesn't have to happen. It's even just thinking about it. You went through all of elementary school. How often did they talk about the brainstem and the tailbone unless you were in biology class? So just dropping in. Lengthening the back of your neck so you're not sinking. I'm just going to bring the hands to the chair and then press the chair away as you come up. Okay, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together. You know, you have your bolster there. It can always just tuck underneath to support your knees. The same color, but it's there. They just be, you know, we're not going for maximum anything. We're just looking for this anchoring. So, you know, use your hands if you need to. Just running through different hand positions or brought back in. And find a comfortable place for your hands. Once again, I'm just going to take them behind me. So you're aware of, you know, almost the head. I want to say it's pressing into the edge of the chair, the bolster, whatever you're using your hands. It's just almost meeting it. Just allowing the softening to happen. The anchor points of, you know, wherever you have the head resting, the tailbone. Okay, one more breath here. And then we'll come up the same way. Okay, so we're going to move into Shavasana. I'm going to use all of these props here. I'm going to put the bolster down, almost like a version of legs up the wall. I'm going to have my hips on here, but it will be legs on the chair. So, see, I'm going to have lots of blankets here. You know, you maybe don't have as many. Take another blanket, just put it up here. And then, oh, let's put the socks on. But I'll just show you very quickly what I'm going to do. So, sit on the bolster. Let's take this blanket. The torso shape for it. Smooth it out. Okay. Ta-da. Yeah, you're already there. Okay, and then once you're in, you know, you can lift your hips, adjust the bolster. You know, the feet might hold on to the sides of the chair and the knees might want to go out for a little bit. Just kind of see what feels good. This isn't a good place for you to end your practice today. If the bolster's not good, you can do this without a bolster. You can put the bolster lengthwise if you like. I've done a lot of chest work, so that could help with the shoulders. But If you're already there and you're comfortable and relaxed, just allow yourself to settle. It's our first time lying down in this practice, and just get to surrender yourself completely and saying those words. I gift you this mantra. I have everything I need. And changing it to I am everything I need. Inviting in this place of letting go, resting, softening. And grounding. And seeing yourself more deeply. With soft eyes. You're in the stage in your Shavasana, and it's lovely. Ready to come up. Just really taking your time. Just feel all the things you can do here to just stretch yourself awake. Just savoring all the movements. Taking the time. As we come up to sit, I'm going to face you, but if you want to put your bolster back against the chair and lean against the chair, which I thought we were going to come back to, we didn't. That's okay. It's yours now. Whatever feels appropriate to just bask in your own energies and the energetics around you. And this acknowledgement, that we create the energy we're in. And those who are around us also help to create that energy. And just being aware of the sacred space for these next few moments. And you inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, bringing the hands together and bowing the chin. And preparing to seal this practice with one Om. Inhale. Om. Breathing into your hands, catch your breath, and even saying that, I have everything I need. And then offering that to yourself, everything you need is right here. Send that home. You have everything you need. Right? I know. Thank you, friends. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Happy March 14th. We'll see you next class. So much love.